Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of the Gamesline podcast. My name is John. I am the host and the editor-in-chief of the Gamesline website. I run that place like a freaking Navy ship. If the Navy ship was kind of chill with it, and I didn't really get on anyone's ass about anything. So maybe like, I don't know, like just like a party boat. Well, no, not a party boat, because we write. I don't know. Is there like a party boat, but like for people who are like clacking away at their laptops?
Yeah.
A really lame party boat.
So it's one of those fucking like nerd cruise conventions, but like without the without the COVID and cholera going around.
Yeah, we're trying to stay healthy-ish. I hope.
I haven't died of dysentery yet.
Not yet.
Shit, I cursed it.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I mean, I did eat a Subway sandwich with lettuce yesterday, so...
The thing is that, I mean, everything that I saw was that, like, the actual fast food places were the ones that got on that quickly.
Yeah.
It was like lettuce that you bought from, like, Walmart that was what was actually getting people sick.
Yeah,
because basically, and sorry for getting political on the Gamesline podcast.
Yeah, we never get political. Nope.
Yeah, but from what I saw, it was basically like Taylor Farms and like the Trump administration were like, who can we blame this on so we don't look bad? Taco Bell, because they're a fast food place. And that's why like all the early reporting was like Taco Bell's lettuce is getting people sick. And it's like, no,
they were the first people to recall because they were like, hey, we found this in our lettuce. We're recalling it all.
Exactly. So they just wanted someone to look bad. And so because they were proactive, they were able to be the target. And so, yeah, all the fast food places are most likely fine. Like they actually took the steps before a lot of other places. Anyway. I hope you are all healthy out there. Yes, I'm John, and with me this time is Lorelai once again. Lorelai, this is like, I think, the longest combo you've had, I want to say, so far.
It has.
Am I wrong?
Like, it's nice being on multiple weeks in a row.
Is it
like it's nice being available on Sundays again.
It's not fucked up. It's not, like, horrible. You're not, like...
I haven't been hit by a car this week.
Oh, okay.
I might have a job next week. I'm very excited.
Those are potentially exciting. I mean, next week you might, like, walk into your supposed new place of employment, and then they're just going to say, hey, just to let you know, your new job is getting hit by a car.
Fuck.
And you're just going to be like, fuck.
If getting hit by a car was an Olympic sport, I would be a gold medalist.
Okay, but then, would it be worse then if you got that job and then they, like, hit you once and then fired you? That's what I would imagine. Like, I think that
at least one thing would be, like, a normal daily routine.
Okay.
As long as I'm, get hit by an Amazon truck walking through the, walking through a crosswalk. That's
of course getting that money. I respect it. Anywho, gaming occurred this past week. Not so much in the news because we're still like in that post Summer Game Fest / XE3 come down, as it were.
Nothing's really happening.
Nothing's happening, I don't even think there were like major layoffs this past week, which is nuts. Probably just means that next week is going to be twice as bad. Yay! I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be upsetting, but it's the games industry in 2026. But some things did happen, and most of it involved conventions, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, truly.
Your news and what I have been up to are about conventions. So let's mix that up a bit. How about we do that? I'll start off by talking about what I did this past week, and by that I mean I just on Saturday, because they didn't give me a press pass for some reason for the full weekend, which, whatever, it's their prerogative, but I'm, I run the wonderful website Gamesline.net, and they should roll out the red carpet for my ass,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went to Classic Game Fest this Saturday, which is the big ol' Austin video game convention. It was pretty good, I will say. I think they've kind of hit their stride where it feels like they're running smoothly and have good guests and have like events going on, and everything just seems to run well. And then they have a lot of good booths and all that of people selling games. Like those are the big things, really. You go there because you want to buy stuff, and then also there's like video game people there. And this year I think they really hit who people want to see at these conventions, because for a while it was mostly like kind of local folks that nobody really knew. Like, I don't know, it was like one of the dudes was just like, this is like a guy who's pretty good at Smash Brothers, and he's here as a guest. And it's like, okay, I guess. But this year they had like a good amount of the old Mario voice actors, which, you feel a little bad for them because, a lot of them aren't doing that anymore. But I mean, they're still working, but, they had like Peach's old voice actress and Bowser's old voice actor. And they had Charles Martinet. They had a Super Mario himself there. But it was pretty funny that he had a very short line. Like, he had a short line. Fucking Grant Kirkhope was there, and he had a short line. Like, nobody was there to see Grant Kirkhope. But the longest line at this convention, which wrapped around the whole friggin', like, it wasn't like the whole convention floor. It was like, they had like a big booth and they wrapped around it, was for James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd.
Of course. And,
I mean, part of it I think was that they were just kind of pushing his appearance. Like they were talking about it over the PA and all that. They were just like, hey, come line up for the angry video game nerd, etc., etc.
He's angry about video games.
Dude, he's pissed as fuck.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. So I have been a fan of James Rolfe's work for most of my life. I will be honest. Like, I discovered his stuff like right when it came out. Like, I remember watching those, like, first 2 or 3 YouTube uploads that he did that were, like, Castlevania and, like, Jekyll and Hyde, and I think, like, TMNT or something. I don't remember exactly which ones. But I remember watching those as, like a 12-year-old or something, like, just growing up, loving games, but also, starting to understand how a game could be bad. And, like, I don't think that those videos are necessarily, like, amazing for insight per se, because they're not supposed to be. Like, James has said in a lot of interviews, like, yeah, it's just me goofing around, it's comedy, like, because he does have he's a lot more interested in movies with a more critical lens, and he could be a little hit or miss with that sometimes. Like, I do think that he does have some cool insight sometimes. But there's also some times where I think he's just kind of like, damn, that's cool. And like some, that's fine. That could be fine too. I feel that way sometimes too. Anyway, but no, I've been following his stuff for most of my life. So I was like, yeah, I want to meet James Rolfe. So I did do that. I waited in line for like an hour, and I had to pay to get a picture with him. But I was also like, man, what? I've been getting free entertainment from this guy for like 20 years. Like, I'll give him $40 for a picture. Like, I should be giving him more, like,
yeah.
And because the line was so long, I didn't get to like stand there and chat with him or whatever. I did, stop and was like, let him know how much I loved his work and all that. And he was just like very chill, very just like the Limmy, like down to earth and very humble thing, like quote. Like, genuinely, though, he's just a dude. Like, he really is, like, just a guy, and it's very refreshing in the more modern internet landscape when, when people
a lot of those guys become, like, total, like, chuds.
I mean, not even, like chuds, sure, but, like, also just, like, a lot of internet personalities, even if they aren't, like, bad people, still can get in their ego, And you could just, I mean, again, like, I don't know James Rolfe, I like that fucking folding ideas video. I don't know him. But just, just from meeting him that time and also just, reading interviews and just, growing up and seeing like the things that he has done over the years, like, he really just seems like a dude who, because he was there right at the beginning, was able to cement that kind of quote unquote legacy. And it sucks that it doesn't feel like that's really possible anymore, because I think if more people like him were able to be successful, I think the internet would be 100% better, because it would just be genuine,
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, I think he's made his like little blunders here and there. Like, there was that time where like he was hiring people to help with Monster Madness, and like one of the people that he hired like stole a script or something. And I mean, he responded to that and very rightly was like, yeah, no, fuck that, and got rid of it, and did what he had to do. And I mean, there's plenty of other things, but like, I just think overall he's just like a guy, and I can't get like upset about whatever, like he's extremely, he don't got internet, like he's extremely that. But, like, it was just fun to just be like, yeah, like, they had a guy came up dressed as Alucard, and he, like, grabbed the sword and just started doing dumbass poses without even, like, being asked, He was just, like, immediately like, here, I'm just goofing around. I'm here to have fun with y'all. And that was just nice. So,
yeah,
seems like a chill dude, happy that I got a good-ass picture with him. But then I also spent a lot of the time, so I had a bunch of just, like, crap. Like, video game stuff that I did not need. Like, as a game collector, sometimes people just hand stuff off to you that's just like, dog, I don't fucking want this shit. And I had a couple of things like that I went to the convention to try to get rid of. And funnily enough, the thing that I could not get rid of was the thing that I had purposefully bought, but I didn't need anymore. So I had gotten like a PS1 console with like a bulk purchase thing that I did on Facebook Marketplace that I didn't need because I have a perfectly working PS2, and it was like just the console, it was just the actual system. It didn't have any wires or anything. So that was kind of a pain in the ass, because a lot of people were like, well, we need the wires because we can't just sell a PS1. And it's like, you could just sell a PS1. But whatever. I eventually found someone to take that. There's a couple other things. The one thing I could not sell was I have a Street Fighter V fight stick that is for PC, PS4, and PS3, I guess. And it's like a smaller one. And, it works fine, and I used it for a good while until I got my hitbox, and, like, that's why I'm getting rid of it, is just because I've upgraded. But everywhere I went, where I was trying to sell it, everyone was just going, nobody's buying fight sticks. Like, that would just sit there, like, we don't want it, And, like, I can't blame them, but I was just kind of like, damn, really? Nobody's buying fight sticks anymore? That's kind of...
Everyone shifted to hitbox.
I guess so. I mean, I didn't even think about, like, it being a hitbox thing. I was just like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Because the thing, too, is, like, one of the guys was even, like, very specifically like, yeah, like, I have, like, a rare, like, limited edition, like, out of 1,000 fight stick that nobody wants, even though it's, like, a rare commodity, and, it's not... I've been knocking the price off of it and all that, and people still just don't want it. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, that's very surprising. So I did go to the convention with the goal of getting rid of that stuff and trying to shave as much off of the price of a copy of Xenogears or Xenosaga 3 to make it affordable in my eyes, to make it so I don't feel horrible about purchasing it. I did not do that because
I'm glad.
So the reason why I did not do that was because I guess because everyone I talked to was like, yeah, we had copies of that, but they were sold on Friday. So next year I'm gonna have to go on Friday if I want to try to do that. So instead I just bought some other stuff. And all of these I ended up talking the prices down too, which was very nice. I got all of these under the going rate, as it were.
Oh.
So I'm very happy about that.
Before we go on to what you bought, I'm just going to say I think they saved you from what happened to me. Which was back in the day, Suikoden 3 was out of print. I bought a copy of it for like $300. And this was still back in the PS2 era. Like, back in the day. Like, it was out of print. It was rare. They didn't print a lot of copies. 3 days after I spent $300...
Oh, no.
They announced a reprint.
No. So, yeah, with you saying that, I guess, I mean, this isn't news, this is a speculation thing, but that may actually be 100% true, because, so that port of Xenoblade 2 for the Switch 2, I think I don't know if it's out or if they just put out a trailer, I don't remember.
It was a trailer.
They released a trailer for it, yes. And in the trailer, they revealed that the new blade that you can get with this upgrade is Momo from Xenosaga, which that is surprising, but it's not as surprising as anything because, you know, Cosmos and Tielos are in Xenoblade 2 already. But the thing that is surprising is that people noticed that on the trailer, there was no Bandai Namco copyright, which is surprising because there was always a Bandai Namco copyright for Xenosaga stuff on Xenoblade 2, like trailers and other things that Nintendo would do because they had Cosmos and Tielos in it. So they're using a Xenosaga character, but they're not having to do the copyright for Bandai Namco. People are thinking that Nintendo might have bought Xenosaga off of Bandai Namco, which would probably mean they might do like a collection of some sort. And if they do that, I will be very happy.
Yeah.
And that will also probably save me all that money.
A whole lot of money.
Yes. I mean, I already own Xenosaga 1 and 2, but I mean, like, I spent maybe $80 total getting those games. And Xenosaga 3 by itself is probably like $250. So I will still be saving a lot of money, even though I already spent money on those other two games. So I will be okay with that. And I know that I could just download it. I know. Shh. Shh. Anyway, the things that I did buy. I bought a copy of Monster Rancher 3 for the PS2. I was thinking about getting Monster Rancher 4 as well, but I couldn't find one that wasn't priced like by a madman. I bought a copy of Choro Q, which I was surprised not a lot of other people had heard about this one. I don't know if you've heard of the Road Trip Adventure game that was also on PS2?
No.
Okay, so I guess to kind of introduce all the concepts here. So Choro Q is a brand of Japanese like little penny racers, like the little cars where you like pull back and they rocket off, like those things.
Yeah.
And there are some games based on them. There have been quite a few over the years, but like I guess the ones that most people are aware of are the ones that are on PS2, because two of them got localized. The first one for PS2 was localized over here as Road Trip Adventure, and then the fourth one was localized as Choro Q. So we didn't get 2 and 3, but these are just very odd little RPGs where you play as a car, like a living car, and you raise your stats by racing and making money and then upgrading your car body yourself. And it's simple, but the dialogue is all really bizarre. Like, I went into one of the car's houses and they just basically said, like, hello, I'm very polite. And then that was it. And that was great. I'm definitely going to play more of that. That's exciting. I already know that I like Monster Rancher 3. I love Monster Rancher, so I'm very happy to have a copy of 3 in my collection once again. And then I also got a copy of Devil Survivor Overclocked for the 3DS, which I am very excited to play because I have heard so many people say that the Devil Survivor games have fantastic writing. And
they are very good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to hop into that. And I'm not really a big strategy gamer, but I will figure it out for my beloved SMT.
Yeah.
So I think I walked away with a pretty damn good haul, even though I didn't get what I came for. I'm still happy with what I got.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about conventions and events like that is you go with like something in mind. Like whenever I go to a comic convention or whatever, I usually have like a list of old shit that I really want.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes video games, like always checking those, and like comic books. Like I've got an entire run of the old like weird Western tales from DC Comics back in the 60s and stuff like
Very
that.
Cool.
And it's like, but like there's nothing better than a convention where you can sometimes get those for like $5-10 when they normally sell for like 20-30 kind of stuff. And like it's nice being able to fill holes in your collection and buy video games that are out of print or super weird and obscure, or like just like old bad PC adventure games and stuff like that. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's very good. I would love more chances to purchase video games for good prices. But I guess that's just not a popular thing to happen in Austin. Happens once a year, I guess, which is a bit of a shame. But yes, overall, I had a lovely day because I got to meet a guy who I like his videos very much, and then I bought video games.
Yeah,
and there you go. That's what went on with me. Because I'm still kind of setting. I would say I think I've finally gotten to the point where I am not done. I am not done setting up my apartment for sure, but I don't got the boxes anymore.
Oh, damn!
The boxes are done.
Those are the most dangerous part of moving.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I got. Why don't you tell us about the convention stuff that happened? Well, maybe not to you, but that you paid attention to, and you were like, "Oh shit, that's crazy."
I mean, I was more like, "Oh shit, that was reiteration of everything we saw 2 months ago for the most part."
I mean, it was also at like 3 a.m. your time or some shit, right?
It started at 1 a.m.
Okay.
And ended at 11:30 when the concerts were done. Those parts were awesome, but Fanfest Europe was this weekend, so you got it's always kind of been, it's very weird. The North American Fan Festival is usually like very exciting announcement because you get the name of the expansion and you get like them telling you a lot of the stuff they are adding. And however, like the show floor is kind of sparse. There aren't very many like photo op, goofy game stuff that other places have. Europe has like a very exciting show floor. There were like 40 fucking like photo areas of, hey, take a photo in front of this, thing. do a little fishing mini game and whatever that North America did not have. We had like 5 things that you could do. So most people just hung out outside and played Mahjong. But this one, a lot more stuff to do inside. However, the announcements in the second one are usually just like, go into a little bit more detail on the stuff they said beforehand and, show off a little bit more. You get like another minute of the trailer, which the stuff they added, very, very cool. Has me very excited for the next expansion's main story. And then they also give you the first of the new jobs, and Yoshi P comes out in like cosplay holding 2 giant plastic shields in full armor and does a 2-hour fucking presentation with that. Which the new job looks really cool. It's a tank that has gun shields. Gun shields are cool. And then, they go into a lot of details about little things that they're adding, which is like, at the beginning of the expansion, instead of telling you go do like a little bit of stuff in this zone and a little bit of stuff in this other zone, and then you come back and do a dungeon, you're like going to be able to do all of a zone at once. We're going to give you 3 options before you come back to go do something else, which is an interesting change. I still need to see what it's like, but, it's the kind of thing that's a little bit interesting. And then they gave us a little more detail on, like, the Evangelion raids, where they were just like, oh, hey, we also got the guy who did all the graphic design, all the design for the Evangelion reboots, and did all the design work for Mad Max Fury Road. Which is like, okay, that's actually like an interesting little piece of information. They have like the original like some of the people from not Evangelion original, but the reboot, the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, yada, 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 working on it, doing the design work. And then they also announced that the that the 8-man raids, which are the 3 tiers of harder content that people race through every other patch, that's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth themed. And it's written by the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth crew. It's, so there's kind of a little bit of stuff going on with people going, why do both of those things have to be crossovers that don't really do anything to build on the actual Final Fantasy XIV universe? And I'm kind of in that camp, but I'm also in the I completely fucking understand camp, because Evangelion, Yoko Taro is the new director.
Yeah.
Of the new Evangelion series, so of course they're going to do a crossover with him again. Like, they've got that in, so of course you're going to take advantage of that, and you're going to have him come right with you again, because he already did the Nier raids in Shadowbringers, so we get another Yoko Taro crossover. And then, I mean, the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is literally coming to an end 2 months after the expansion comes out, and that'll also be right when, like, you will have had, like, the first tier of raids drop leading into the game coming out. Like, yeah, of course they're going to cross-promote their stuff. Do I like it? I'm not super happy about it. I like it when they do their own thing. I hope it's like the Eden raids in Shadowbringers, which were Final Fantasy VIII themed, but they were 100% based in Final Fantasy XIV's world. They just used that as a way to build it out. But, like, I still, I gotta find, I can't really go, this fucking sucks, until I actually see what they're doing with it. And if it is just directly, like, Cloud and Sephiroth show up, I'm going to be like, fuck this. But if they do find a way, if they do find a way to make it interesting, okay, I'm down. But they are also adding the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Golden Saucer to the game in September, along with a Typing of the Dead style minigame.
All right.
So I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah, that could be our Final Fantasy VII crossover. That's all I want. But, they announced interesting, it's interesting stuff, but it's also like not a ton new. So it's a little less exciting than the North America one. And then the Japan one in, I think it's in October, end of October, beginning of November, I want to say. That'll be where everything actually, like, full details on everything. We actually find out about all their new systems and stuff like that. And because we're still like 2 months away from Beastmaster and stuff like that. And, like, it's very weird because I am still very excited about the next expansion, but I am slightly less excited than I was 3 months ago, just because, like, some of the stuff they expanded on was me going, yeah, okay, I don't know if I like that. I'm going to need to see it in action, but it's an interesting weekend.
All right, well, I mean, glad to hear that they're still doing stuff, I guess,
Yeah. But
go ahead.
Yeah, other than that, this last week got interesting because we finished recording the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I edited the podcast. I finished the podcast. I loaded up Final Fantasy XIV to do while I got ready to make the post, and then my fucking computer exploded.
No.
So my week was spent entirely trying to fix my GPU. Like, I did everything I could to troubleshoot, which started with, taking my CPU and replacing the, my brain's not working, but, the heat goop.
Mm-hmm.
And, all of that, because I knew the problem was probably with overheating. So right. I replaced a lot of that. I unplugged and plugged everything back in. And I finally got to the point where I took it into the shop. I had to take it into a shop. And I have a computer again as of 7 a.m. Saturday morning. But it's been a 7 a.m. Saturday morning. Yeah, it's been a fun week of not having a computer, which is why I haven't been playing many video games. But
right.
I also haven't taken apart a computer in a while, and it was actually kind of a relaxing, kind of zen thing. The problem was entirely in the GPU, and I needed to replace the thermal paste. That's the word I was looking for. On the GPU, not the CPU. But now it's working fine and perfect, so I have a working computer again, and I didn't lose. I have to spend a ton of money on a new GPU, so that's nice, because good God, they're way too expensive now.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm glad that, you're not having to spend $1 quadrillion.
Yeah. Go spend $6,000 on a new computer.
Well, this past week, again, not a lot of news, but there was something that made me go, oh my God. And it was that there was another Diamond and Pearl leak for Pokemon. Folks, a second leak has hit the towers. We have... So this was a bit odd, but a very cool thing that I also just kind of wish was available to the public originally. So Game Freak made an internal documentary about the development of Diamond and Pearl. It was pressed onto DVDs and I guess was given out to people in 2007, supposedly. Like just given out to staff at Game Freak, and they watched it together. And this was never supposed to be given to the public, but I guess a copy was sold on Mercari, and then another Pokemon collector was somehow able to get a different copy from another source, and it's on the Internet Archive now, and they're hopefully going to subtitle it, but most of the information is out there now, and it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. They didn't, like, highlight and or name any of the Pokemon, but there's like 100 unreleased brand new Pokemon designs that are completely different than the ones that were like previously leaked via the Giga Leak. There's just a shit ton of other new designs that got scrapped. A good amount of them are just designs that eventually got turned into current Pokemon, like, you know, some early designs of like the starters, and there's some of them that are like, hey, maybe this is a design for the Pokemon, or maybe it was an evolution. Like there's one where it's like, oh, this might be Perugly, or it might be an evolution for Perugly, or, you know, something else like that. And then there's just a bunch of brand new designs too. Like, hey, Lapras almost had a pre-evolution. Delibird almost had an evolution. There's a potential Mawile pre-evolution. There's some kind of Kecleon colored thing that maybe was an evolution. Like, there's a bunch of just completely brand new Pokemon. Like, there's this cricket that has a cricket tied to it. There's a it's like a manta ray. There's like a sandcastle that they probably eventually reworked into like Sandygast. There's a fucked up looking saber-tooth icicle beast that probably got eventually reworked into Xianpao. It's just a ton of stuff that they had to piece together from like zooming in on screenshots, basically. And some of them are just like, yeah, here's just like we turned up the contrast a bunch, and we're able to see like the outline of a Pokemon. Like, that's the kind of shit that they were also working with here. But there's a ton of other stuff too, just about the actual creation of Diamond and Pearl. Like, they were doing some tests on making it more fully 3D. Like, you know, like those games are technically 3D. But, you know, it's like 2D sprites on like a 3D, with like 3D environments and all that. But they were testing on like having like a fully 3D camera that you could swing around and you could like move diagonally and all that. And they decided not to, but there's like test footage of them running stuff like that on DS hardware. There's a whole, section where they talk about how they set up the underground. There's a whole section where they talk about implementing Wi-Fi, which was a big thing for Pokemon. There's a whole part where they have a message from Satoshi Tajiri, who, if you don't know, is the original creator of Pokemon, and he very rarely makes appearances. You know, like that one interview that he did with Arino for Game Center CX is like a massive deal, because he's like never does interviews and is kind of a reclusive individual. So just having like this new to us message from him is very wild. And the one thing that I will say, I will pat myself on the back big time about. So, remember when the leak happened, when the Game Freak Giga Leak happened, and they found those myths, and everyone was like, oh, you know, they were being fucking children about it. Because they were like, oh, look at this, they're having Typhlosion being a Diddy Blood, and like fucking all that other shit, you know, like, why is this like, I think there's like one where like a guy like fucked an Octillery or something, I don't remember, but it was like all stuff that was very out there for Pokemon, but it was very similar to the kind of mythology that you would hear about in real life. Like, if you read Greek myth, that Zeus is like fucking everything. And, like another thing that I brought up in my article about this is like, yeah, there was like a bunch of Egyptian myths where it was like, yeah, like fucking the Egyptian gods were just like having weird sex battles all the time. And it wasn't even like they were just like, I will defeat you with my powerful cum. And it was like, okay, great. Like, that's just the kind of shit that they were doing back then. And so to kind of find the vibe for Gen 4, because they wanted to base it around a Japanese mythology style of lore, they came up with these more quote-unquote adult versions of these myths, and they used them for inspiration. Specifically, they had it was Suguru Nakasui, who I gotta look this person up. I think he's just like one of the Pokemon writers, map designer, bunch of other stuff, concepts for characters and writing Pokemon entries and all that. Has been around since Pokemon Emerald. He wrote the myths and then got Junichi Masuda and just like sat him in a dark room and read the myths to him as if he was like an actual like ancient storyteller, alongside Emi Yoshida. So it was like very much like, yeah, we're trying to evoke like a tribal chief reading a tale to, like to the tribe, like back in the olden days. And like that's really beautiful. Like that's really cool. And you can tell that they spun that off into the vibes of Palkia and Dialga and Arceus and all that. So I was fucking right about it. My article is just correct. So be a fucking adult, okay? It's a little silly. Like, don't get me wrong. Those are silly ass stories, but I don't want to fucking hear a thing about people being like, if you like Typhlosion, you're a pervert. Like, shut up. They were for exploration during development, and I think they did a good job. As someone who talks a good amount of shit about Diamond and Pearl, the Sinnoh's vibe, its story, or not really its story, but just like Sinnoh's vibe is very strong. So I think that them doing those experiments paid off. Yeah. But yes, this documentary is just available on the Internet Archive now. I guess I don't know if anyone has like officially announced that they are doing subtitles for it, but I mean, once they do, I will definitely watch it. But if you go on to lewtwo.net, which is LEWTWO.net, they I mean, I guess it's not like fully public. Let me see if there's like there is. So okay, on YouTube, the YouTuber Lewtwo did post a video basically going over everything. It's like an hour long. LEWTWO. And he's also got a page on his website, which I guess the rest of the website isn't public, but if you go onto the link that is in the YouTube description, you can look through it so you can like get better shots of some of the like, the starters and all the different Pokemon that they were like panning over and all that. So yeah, all that information is there now. And this was something that was just not going to be released to the public, and I don't know, that's wild to me. Like, this is all stuff that I think would be, that I don't think any of this was, harmful to the future of Pokemon at all. I mean, it just highlights how much Game Freak gives a damn, that they wanted to connect people around the world by implementing the Wi-Fi, and how difficult it is to work with. Because one of the things that they said was like a big reason why there was some sloppiness to Diamond and Pearl was like, they didn't get DS development kits for a while. Like, Nintendo was dragging their feet with Game Freak to give them dev kits for the DS. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? To Game Freak? To the Pokemon people? You were dragging your feet? You should have had, like when they finalized the DS's design, they should have had Game Freak, like, in there the next day. Like, are you kidding me? It's crazy. Crazy. Again, I criticize Diamond and Pearl, but it's definitely like, oh, okay, that's why it's so rough around the edges, because Nintendo kind of screwed them for some fucking reason. Very frustrating. But yeah, that's that. That's what's been going on with Pocket Monsters.
So it's always kind of fun listening to your excitement for this kind of. Also, that does sound like the kind of video I would fucking love. I
would absolutely say do check out Lutu's video, because like he's like a Pokemon archivist. Like, he does a lot of like saving art and like making sure that it's being preserved in like high quality and all that. I think like a big thing that from what I saw that he did was like getting the original versions of the like old Sugimori art and making sure that the colors were correct, because like a lot of people remember Bulbasaur being this like kind of weird off color, and it's like, no, this is like, the Sugimori art had Bulbasaur in this like more like greenish color instead of that like off blue kind of, or whichever one it is. It's like, like the opposite of what you remember from the Gen 1 art is what it actually is, basically. So, like I think that this website is probably like Lutu's website's probably going to be a good archive when it's done, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he might be like trying to keep it on the down low so it doesn't get taken down, which I understand. But hey, we'll see. We will see. And they got a little. Piplup was originally going to be in like this big old furry coat with a crown on its head. It's very cute. The other one that I'm pissed off about is Palkia, because Palkia looked way cooler in its original design, and then they kept messing with it, and they, at the very least, dodged it having a bunch of like sigils on its neck that made it look more like a penis. So they dodged that at least. Even though Palkia does still kind of look like a cock, it looks less like one than it would have. So congratulations to Game Freak. But you should have gone with that first one, because it didn't look like a penis at all. It just looked cool, and you blew it.
Sometimes you just have to blow it.
No, you don't. You don't. And I'm not even saying a penis thing here. Sometimes maybe you do, but like, I don't know if they had it right the first time. I might have gone with Palkia. I went with Diamond version, because I was like Dialga looks cool. Palkia looks like a dumbass. I still think Palkia looks like a dumbass.
It just looked like slightly less of a dumbass.
It would have looked really cool. They fucked it up. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. If you like Palkia, we can kill each other, I guess, we can figure it out.
Murder over Pokemon.
Not the first time.
True.
I feel like that's most likely a very regular occurrence these days. Anyway, Lorelai, what have you been up to gaming-wise when you weren't salvaging your computer from burning and exploding and shooting shrapnel everywhere?
So the only thing I kind of had was, I could have plugged things in, but I was just frustrated and didn't feel like playing video games, so I was just watching bad movies like Masters of the Universe and Mortal Kombat 2.
Were those good?
Mortal Kombat 2, surprisingly good. Masters of the Universe had 10 running gags going throughout the whole movie, and none of them were good. Well, one of them was okay. One of them was just Adam named all the characters their toy names as a 10-year-old, so that's why they have dumb names like Fisto.
That's a pretty good bit.
But then they, that one worked. However, a guy going, I like fisting people 30 times through a movie, it stops being funny after like the second time.
Yeah.
I like giving head.
It's like the sex acts. That's funny.
Yeah,
I never
it's
thought
so
of it.
funny. And like every single one of the dumb characters was just, oh, it's Ram Man. And then it's like, you give good head. Ha 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 ha, because he runs into guys with his head. And they make that joke like 30 times. And they call Battle Cat a pussy because he's a cat. Ha 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 ha.
Why would they do that?
It's so fucking insufferably just like, you actually have like the makings of a good movie. Like, I hate saying like fucking Jared Leto is maybe the best part of a movie, but he kind of was. But God, I just there's something good there that was very made bad by people having zero restraint and making the same joke 30 times over. I don't regret watching it, but God, it could have been so much better.
I mean, they are making a sequel apparently, so do you think that a second swing they'll do it right?
No, I think they'll do the same fucking thing. And then you had, but yeah, I played a lot of the new scenario of Uma Musume finally totally dropped.
Okay.
On like, I think it was actually a few hours after we finished the podcast when it officially launched, which actually gave us like the being able to auto run with the game off, which has been great for making money, because I'm just like, hey, you've got half price runs right now, so I get to spend 15 and get like 30 to 50,000 coins. That's come in real handy. If you just set it, wait 50 minutes, forget it, come back an hour later, look at that, set it, go to bed. Boom, I've got a run going right now that 20 minutes from now I'm going to look at, I'm going to choose a bunch of skills, and then I'm going to get a pretty good parent. Awesome.
There you go.
But the new scenario is like concert based. So it's mostly through whenever you train, you get a currency to spend on songs and training. Okay. So there's the training, which is like plus X amount of stat, plus sometimes, you want the plus 30 energy ones to show up. And then every couple of those you do, you get a song, and you want at least 3 songs per season. It's like the other ones where, every end of year and right before summer break, you get the, like Unity Cup where you did your team race. Except in this case, you do a concert. And then if you have enough songs learned to perform, you get to do a grand concert at the end, which gets you like a shitload of fucking skill points and everything. Like, but yeah, you do those, and those like increase your stats permanently. Like the concert songs, once you do the big concert, give you permanent stat upgrades to certain things, like the amount of times things cause rainbow training and things like that. When you do rainbow training, you get double currency and all these other things. So a bad run for me is like UG5.
Right.
It's because the entire thing is not racing, is racing as little as possible. When you do a concert, you get like 5,000 fans. So all the characters that are like, you have to have X amount of fans by this time, as long as it isn't before the end of the first year, you don't have to do extra races like you did in Unity Cup. You could just train, do your concert. So runs are quick. The writing is really fun, continues to be, and there's a lot of new stuff. And your stat gains are fucking ridiculous. And it's good. It's good. It's nice having a mode that just I choose my two parents with usually stamina boosts, because those are the most important. Because you're training every turn.
You're running.
You're a lot of times trying to focus on speed and wit.
Right.
But you have more options going around, and the numbers I have ended up with have been just UF2, like hitting numbers I never thought I'd actually see. And it's the number go up without me having to spend money. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Well, that's kind of all we got, right? I know it's kind of wild that we're only at an hour, but that's kind of it. We do have a question. If you want to send in a question similar to this, you can join our Discord server, which is thegamezone.zone. If you type that into your web browser, it'll bring you to our Discord. Or you could just reply to us on Blue Sky. Our Blue Sky is gamesline.net. So if you want to keep up with us and also just reply to us if you have a question, you can do that. But yes, our question that we got this time is from Niall on the Discord, who says, how do you handle coming back to a game after a long break? I've been playing through Witcher 3 again, and then posted the emoji of Geralt in the bathtub with his feet out. And after 80-something hours, I think I need a break. But I worry I'll never pick this back up where I left off. I think that's a good question. I guess what I would say is, first of all, I would approach it as, especially because you're replaying this game. If you're at a point where you're just like, I've had my fill of this, I played through this already, I'm good, I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. So if you don't end up coming back to it, I'd say try not to feel bad about that. Just be like, hey, I, got what I got out of the original playthrough, I got what I got out of this, you can gear up to get back into it when the DLC drops or something,
Yeah.
Or if you do want to come back to it, I think that you'll either have it in your heart, kinda, and you'll be able to return to it and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm back on it. Or you could just, I don't know, maybe take some time to write some notes if you want, just be like, hey, this is where I was. Maybe, take some time to look at a YouTube video or a walkthrough around where you were, and then just catch yourself speed. I don't think that's impossible. I think, and I would say just leave yourself a note like you would leave a bookmark in a book.
Yeah, that's honestly a pretty good idea. I used to be the kind of person who would just when I put a game down for too long, I would just start it over again. Because I was like, I don't really remember fully what I was in the middle of, or hey, I don't want to relearn the controls actively at the end of a game or whatever. But these days I'm just like, fuck that. No, I'm just going to reinstall the game and start playing the game again.
Sure.
Even though I don't know fully what I'm doing, I did a few weeks ago reinstall Stranger of Paradise, which, as much as I know the flow of Neo, that game does play differently enough that it does take me a good while to get back into the flow of it. And it used to be that I'd get back into a game like that and I'd start a new game altogether. And now I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go right in. Honestly, restarting a game is just a miserable experience. I did that with
sometimes I don't mind it. Sometimes it's okay, I mean, sometimes sometimes a game doesn't click immediately, and you kind of have to. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like sometimes you just have to, like, I don't know, turn it off and turn it back on again or something. Just be like, I'm trying this and it's not hitting, and then just return back to it later on and be like, now it's hitting.
Yeah,
that's much better.
No, that definitely can be the case with some games where you just like play it the first time, you just aren't enjoying yourself, and then you come back to it. I don't think
that's what this is.
You can this is, hey, I'm enjoying myself, but I've been playing for 80 fucking hours and I need a break because I'm not even halfway through the game because games are way too fucking long these days. Like it's, like in a case like that for me is like, it depends on the kind of game it is. Like, for games that have a created character, I'm really good at going back to those because, like, I've always, like, gotten into the head of my character so that I could tell you anything about them and their adventure.
Sure.
Like, I could, if I had the ability to reinstall my original Final Fantasy XI character, I would probably have not had to take any time to readjust to playing that game when I reinstalled it.
Sure.
Like, stuff like that, because it's just like, I have a brain that works weird, I guess, in that way. Works. But, like, if I throw in a game that has, like, set characters and whatnot, I will get completely lost if I take too much time away. And, for those, I used to start over, but these days, I just do have a little jot notebook of, I just do, like, the main story beats for it, and it works pretty well. Like, just have, like, a little notebook that just has, like, a list of what's happened, or if games are good, they will just have a summation.
Yeah, I mean, just like going over the quest list will probably help, especially because you played this one already. So I bet like just getting back to it and then looking at the quest list and being like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember doing that before. I remember doing it this. Like, I think that again, like I can't guarantee that you're gonna remember every little detail, but like as long as you're gonna sit there and be like, okay, I remember that part. Like, I don't think that's impossible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that ought to do it. Is there anything else that you want to shout out, Lorelai, or shall we just wrap this up?
I think I'm good. We can wrap this up. I've got a lot of gaming planned for next week now that I have a computer again. So,
all right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. As usual, if you want to support us, we have our website, which is gamesline.net. And you can follow us on Blue Sky, which is also gamesline.net. You type that into the search bar, as it were. You can support us also by checking us out on YouTube, which is youtube.com is just / Gamesline TV, I want to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or is it the Gamesline? Gotta look it up now.
How the hell? Is it just...
I think it's just Gamesline.
Oh yeah, it's at the Gamesline, I think.
Yeah, at the Gamesline. There we go.
That's right.
Hey, we figured it out. Let's go.
It's right in front of me. I just didn't read it. It's literally right in front of me, and I didn't read it. So that's on me. Or you could follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/GameslineTV, where we sometimes will stream, sometimes we do podcast stuff on there. You know how it is. Come check us out. If you want to support us monetarily, it's patreon.com/Gamesline. We ask for $3, but you can give us as much as you want. We'll figure something out for you. And you can get unlimited Railworks early on there, which we're going to try to get back to doing more regularly. And if you want to hang out with us, it's discord.com. Go to thegamezone.zone, type that into your web browser. It'll bring you straight there. And also thank you to Melt Channel / Magic Circuit for a theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to our stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. And if you want to purchase it, I would always recommend to do it the first Friday of every month, which is Bandcamp Friday. If that's not going to be this next Friday, it's going to be the Friday after, so the 7th. Where could people find you, Lorelai?
You can find me on Blue Sky and Twitch at Judgment Scythe.
And you can find me on Blue Sky at john.gamesline.net. And that should do it. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back soon with another episode of the podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye!